guys. My name is Carlton from the band ORGY. Jay will be joining shortly. We're going to be coming to Australia in October. And first show's in Melbourne, right? I think that's the first show, right?
Sure is, my friend. Thanks very much
Can't
for
wait.
joining us today, Carlton.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Oh,
ORGY.
great. So, Orgy hit Australia in October for the first time ever for 3 shows, starting in Melbourne on October 25th, before hitting Melbourne the following night. Sorry, Sydney the following night, and Brisbane the night after. Like, I suppose the biggest question, mate, is why have you neglected us for so long?
You know, your guess is as good as mine. I mean, like I was telling you earlier, I've been there with another band, and it's amazing. It's had a great time, amazing people, shows were great. So I guess better late than never for ORGY to get there, but we're totally excited, and it's going to be fun. We just finished a 2 month run with Cold, who's going to be with us there as well, and it's a really great package. It's a good show, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
And let's face it, bro, like, you can never really be late for an orgy, can you?
I probably could show up the next day. It's probably bad news. It's probably bad news if you show up on time, really. But
This doesn't apply so much to you, mate, because you've been here before, but there's not many places these days that you guys wouldn't have been. So when you come and play at a place like Australia for the first time, you do research, right? You talk to other bands and find out what to expect, what the crowds are like and stuff, or you just come in cold and see what happens.
yeah. Sorry, you dropped out. I didn't hear what
That's
that
right. I
question
said,
was.
so do you do a bit of research and ask bands that have been here before what it's like and what to expect, or you just come in cold and take it as it comes?
It's just, yeah, you just show up and go for it. I mean, when I was there before, everyone was just really amazing people. Everyone seems really just cool and wants to hang out and have fun and have a good time at shows. And it's just a great atmosphere.
And the flip side of that equation is that people over here don't know what to expect from you either. So fill us in on what to expect from Orgy Live in 2024.
Well, I mean, we're gonna do well. You mean like as far as like the set list and stuff?
Why not just was
We're gonna,
you like your stage show? Like, is it dynamic? Is jump around a lot? Is
yeah, we got a lot of energy. We bring it. It's probably a little heavier live than what it sounds like on the record. This was like the 25th anniversary of the first record, Candyass. So we're doing a larger dose of those. We're doing like half the set is probably songs from that record from Candyass, and then there's a handful of songs from the second record, Vapor Transmissions, and then there's a handful of newer songs, like even songs that you guys might not have heard yet. So it's kind of a good cross section of the whole history of the songs from the band.
so you're not actually playing Candy Ass in full from front to back?
No, not doing that, but we're doing, probably like at least half the songs from that.
So when you're sort of preparing to do this run of shows, then, bro, I guess you would have to revisit some of the tracks from that album that you hadn't played for a while. So do they still resonate with you as much now as what they did back then?
I mean, I wasn't in the band when that record came out, so that's probably more of a question for Jay.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've known them. I've known Jay in the band since that era, since then, and but I just wasn't part of writing those songs, or I wasn't on that. But I've been playing with them now for over like 12 years. But it's still always fun to play them.
Well, Jay's just joined at the right time, so he can answer that one.
Right. So as far as making the first record, we took a brand new $100,000 2-inch tape machine with us up to a snow-capped mountain in North Shore of Lake Tahoe, and like the first version of like Pro Tools, like 4 editing tracks or 2 editing tracks or something like that, and that's what we used to track the first record.
So when you're preparing for this tour, mate, like there would have been a few songs that you would have to go back and relearn or revisit, I guess, for the first time in a while. So do they still resonate with you now, learning them again as much as what they did when you first wrote them 25 years ago?
There's definitely going to be some that we're going to learn specifically for this Australian run, because I think we should, we should just do a longer set since we've never played there before, and I think it would be cool, to flex a little bit of everything material wise. Plus, I don't know if Carlton told you, but we just signed a 2-song deal with Golden Robot down there.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, so it's an Australian label. We're doing 2 songs with them, and since we're coming there, in November or whatever, I want to make sure that we get those out and that we can play those songs as well. So we're gonna play a lot of new stuff, a lot of old stuff. We're learning. We'll be learning a bunch of stuff, and it is weird sometimes when you haven't played a song like Platinum, let's say, for a while, and then you like pick it up and you're just like, fuck, I forgot all the lyrics for this song. And then you're like, did I really make my voice sound like this during that time? Like, there's like a really crazy breakdown in that song, and it sounds like, it just sounds like a little strange in that breakdown. And it's like when I do it now, it just makes me laugh. Like, I don't know, it's just funny. But people keep asking me for that song, so I feel like Platinum should be one of the ones we play in Australia. So we're probably gonna learn that one, and just some others random. Like we might just switch it up.
Very cool. Now, I want to go back to the beginning of the band, mate. Like, you started ORGY in LA back in 1997. So, what was the musical climate like when gave birth to the band back then, and where did you fit in initially?
Well, I mean, I had my own vision as far as like what I wanted it to be like, and I kind of stuck with that. But like it had the elements of the heavy stuff, and the name Orgy was really just like a musical based situation where I wanted to, fuse all these styles because that's just the way my brain thinks. It's so ADHD that like, I can't really do it another way. So that's where the name came from and everything. And but I was really good friends with Korn at the time, so you're gonna hear those like little the influences from those guys. It was a lot of Rage Against the Machine going on, which I loved all that stuff, and I just can't like just stick to a genre. So you tell me to stay in the lane, I'm just gonna tell you watch out, like because I don't know. You know what I mean? Move over, I don't know, or run into me, I don't know. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I can't stick to a lane if my life depended on it. So I'm just like, oh well. So I just don't really, I like to move around, you know what I mean? So just a lot of different styles, and there was just a lot of testosterone going on back then, and we were just kind of like trying to do something different look wise, you know what I mean? And so I think we set a little bit of a precedence in that area, and we had our own little look going, and then a lot of people just kind of jumped on that bandwagon, and I love it, and it's making a resurgence, so no complaints.
Good stuff. Now, mentioning Jonathan Davis, mate, like I'm probably sick of answering this, but I want to hear it from your mouth because it'll have more substance. But legend has it that he was that excited by the band he created his own label in order to sign you and fund the album. Is that all true?
Yeah, yeah, I mean, they may have had aspirations to do a label anyway, but
Yeah.
but that was a way for them to sign it and get it done. To probably do both. You know what I mean? I'm sure they had like an idea. Like I think everybody wants to start their own label at some
Yeah.
point. So I can't say like we were the sole reason that he wanted to do that, but like he definitely perpetuated it, and like fueled the fire to get it stepped up so that we could do it, and that's what they did.
Susie, so you're coming over here with Cold, who are also touring Australia for the first time ever. Like, I know you've done a few shows with them overseas, but why do they fit so well with you guys as touring partners?
I mean, I think it's they're actually like it's actually, hold on, sorry. Yeah, they're actually like not necessarily, it's not like a fit thing. I think it's just we're just cool with each other, and it works because it's not like two really heavily connected fan bases, but they are from the same era, and there's fans that like both bands, so that works out good for both. So yeah, so it works out. But yeah, they're really cool people, and we get along with them great. So we're gonna keep that. We're gonna keep that running, if we can.
Sweet. And because this is your first time over here, guys, like, yeah, you're a little bit nervous, like just for the fact that you don't know how much of a fan base you've got here or how people are going to react because you haven't done it before. Like,
I mean, it's definitely like it's like I have no idea of what to expect, so it's kind of strange. But no, I'm not nervous. I think it's gonna work out good, and I think if the promotion is there, and I think if people are excited enough, the push will be there, and the people will be there.
very good. All right, boys. Well, thanks very much for your time today. It's been a pleasure learning some actual stuff about you guys. Thank you. But the tour is in October. Kicks off on the 25th in Melbourne, 26th in Sydney, and 27th in Brisbane. So there's still some tickets left. So get out and get some, and welcome the boys to Australia.
Thank
Yeah,
you, man. I really appreciate you. Thanks for having us, and hope to see you at the shows.